Hey everybody, what's up? It's Rothy with Rothy Reads Numbers. Today is Wednesday, October 14th, 2020, of course, and this is all about the number 3. So as we've been discussing within the videos for number 1 and number 2, I've been going over the basics, so I'll just go ahead and give those to you again very quickly. For anybody wanting to kind of go more deep into the meaning of each number as far as the placements in charts, I'll be doing a specific video for the placements and then possibly a few videos or several to go into depth on those. And then of course I have the in-depth the basics of numerology video, which is on the list in my playlist, okay, of my videos. So go check that out if you have any additional questions and want to get more in-depth and detailed into that side of the information. But for now, I'm just going to cover the mini basics, okay? So numerology is the study and science of numbers, their frequencies, vibrations, and energies, and how they impact us as individuals as well as the world, okay? Excuse me. All numbers in numerology for charts can be deduced down to 12 basic digits. That's 1 through 9. And then you have your 3 masters, 11, 22, and 33, okay? Each one of the numbers next to the one prior, for instance, it's 555. I've been seeing that forever right now. Okay, so all of the numbers, 1 next to 2, 2 next to 3, going sequentially on down the line, you are going to find the trend of opposing energies. For instance, 1 is the male dominant energy, 2 is the female energy, and the 3 is the creative child. Okay, so we can see how those energies, even though they're all different, they all kind of oppose the one before or the one after, and that's the way that you will find all of the numbers work, okay? This is important for when sometimes people have numbers that are sequentially right next to each other in certain placements in their chart, and you'll oftentimes find that you do experience contrast due to that. So just important for maybe some of those people with charts like that to note. All right. But as far as the number 3 goes, okay, so I really have over the past, I'd say year and a half or so, I've really grown to have a great respect and love for the number 3. It's not a number that I've always been so familiar with, just to be completely forthright with you. It really has opened itself up to me more as an energy through a lot of the readings I've been doing over the past year, and just seeing the attributes of the 3 within people's charts and their personalities and their experiences and their talents, so on and so forth. And so it's really kind of opened up that energy for me in doing that. And what I've come to find about the 3 is that it is by far one of it's an important number. It's a very important number. It's one of my protection numbers. I've come to know it to be a protection number. And it's a protection number specifically for one of the most volatile and powerful of all numbers, and that is the number 8. And I talk about in so many videos the 3 and the 8 together. The 3 is like, if you look at the 8, right, it's like 2 circles or an infinity symbol, right? The 3 cuffs right around that 8. Can you see that? So the 3 is very much a protection number from the 8. Now, I also talk about the 5 and the 8, completely opposite. The 5 and the 8 are best friends, all right? They are the most free will, most risky, free-spirited energies among the numbers. The 5 is movement, joy, travel, fun, the extracurricular things in life, pleasures, things that we can't have all the time. Can't have wine for breakfast every day. You can't live on vacation. So that's 5, right? It's also very resilient. You look at the bottom of the 5 and it's like if you drop it, it would bounce. Same with the 8. being those two balls or that infinity symbol. So, or two circles rather, and an infinity symbol. So if you drop either the 5 or the 8, they're both going to bounce. So they have a lot of the same or similar attributes. So a lot of times, and it's 5:58 right now, how crazy that I'm talking about that. A lot of times 5s and 8s are going to come together like magnets, right? And those are some of our most toxic relationships because you feed into each other's energies as 5s and 8s, and there's nobody to hold the balance. There's nobody that puts their foot down and says, this is too much. It's just Bonnie and Clyde, balls to the wall. You're going to have an epic night, 5 and 8, but then you're going to jail. Every single time together, every single time. But you're best friends, and I see why. I get it. So with the 3, going back to the 3, I talk about, that wasn't a tangent, I talk about the 5 and the 8 with the 3 and vice versa for those numbers because of the fact of how significantly and how intensely they impact each other. So what this says to me about 3s, you're going to be a great pairing for an 8, right? You're a dream come true for an 8, a godsend for an 8. However, that's your life. That's your job. That's your commitment from then on. So just know that that's how it is. That's how it is. All right. In one way or another. Now this 8, 8 is also power and money. So this could be a very rich person, very skilled, very popular, highly sought out person. And still, if you're the 3, you're going to be covering for the 8 in ways. Doesn't mean you'll be taking care of them necessarily monetarily, although that could be the case. But you're going to be taking care of them in some way, shape, or form. I'd say a lot of times with things like drugs and alcohol. 8s and 5s, addiction is huge with them. They are, because they just don't know they don't know their limits, and they're so balls to the wall, and just everything's about pleasure and fun and joy and risk. A lot of 5s and 8s struggle, especially 8s, struggle with addictions. Okay? So, 3s, just know what you're getting into. All right? If you're dealing with the high 8, just know what you're getting into. I'm a low 8. I'm a personality 8, and I'm a hell of an 8 to deal with. So, it's not even one of my high numbers. And I literally want to change my middle name, have looked into the cost and the process of it because of how much I want my 8 out of my chart. And 8 is power, money, and karma. 8 is the manifester, the magician. I want that bitch out my chart. Okay, 3s? So, doesn't mean all 8s are crazy, but it's the crazy 8 at the end of the day. The 8 is the number that has the angel and the devil on its shoulders all the time, half and half, bad and good. All right? It's based upon how they make their decisions, which wolf they feed inside, if you will. I just say this so much. This is not about the 8, but this is the 3 video. So absolutely there's going to be a lot of 8 involved because that is how, that's how impactful the 3 can be in an 8's life. All right. But it's also, slippery slope. But the 3, in a lot of ways, I think is prepared for this. All right. The 3, to get to the basics of it, now that we've gone to the 8 for 5 minutes, the 3 is the creative child. Now, Pythagorean numerology says that this is a male energy, a female energy. I don't see it that way. I see what happened. I see it as a male energy. I don't know why, but I see 3 as a male energy. Doesn't have to be. And, even if it was a male energy, there's still female 3s out there. So it's, and vice versa. So it doesn't really matter, but that's how I feel it, okay? The 3, as I see it, if it were a person, is a young male child. And this child was given certain talents, creative talents, and very blessed with them, gifted talents. A lot of times musically inclined. Okay, that's a lot of times what the creative nature is with the threes. However, not always. So just it's the creative child. And the fact that it is youth, it brings youth into the energy. Threes are oftentimes they have youth about them, meaning they look young, they'll always look young. They have like a fun-loving, maybe even prankster side to them. They like to play jokes on people, hide things from them, poke at them, give them a hard time, nanny boo boo type thing. And then in addition to that, they're very much like, a lot of times they're the peacemaker of the family. So in addition to being that like prankster, fun-loving, joking energy, they do that sort of thing, and they have that side to them because they really want to calm the tensions a lot of times in the family. And so they tend to be the peacemakers. The threes are the peacemakers, and really are the ones that, even if they're the youngest, they are the ones that the family will go to vent or to talk or, get advice for something or something like that. They're the peacemakers, or tell their side of the story, The three is what I like to call, and this is going back to how I feel the energy. The three I like to call baby boy. That's the energy that I get from it. It is the beloved baby of the family, and it's a male energy, and it's the one that everybody loves, and they're so excited when he's born, and he turns out to have all these talents, and he's fully nurtured by his family because they see how amazing he is, and they know that he was given very special gifts. They nurture him, and they feed into him, and they support him. So this is not a child that as an energy was like abused or neglected in their childhood. They weren't put through traumas like a lot of us were. And in other words, meaning they're not those type of individuals that have a lot of issues to deal with mentally or emotionally. They're pretty solid. They're wise beyond their years. The threes are kind of like, you ever met a baby and you're like, that kid's been here before. I don't know if you all know, but the kid's been here once or twice around the earth. Like, I know you just had him last week, but no, that child's been here before. That is a three type energy. So wise beyond their years, and at the same time, very youthful, fun-loving, peaceful, and the baby boy. Again, that's the baby boy. All right. So threes a lot of times may also have some intuitive abilities instinctually, which is very different from, the main one, the Master 11, two hard, rigid lines. But even so, I've just noticed this with a lot of threes. So, and I think it may just be due to the fact of how confident they are with themselves. They don't carry a lot of insecurity, so their mind and their subconscious and their conscious are kind of open to maybe more of the world of energy and things like that. So they're more perceptive to it just naturally. That would be my instinct with that. But it's just something that I have noticed about the threes. So yeah, that is the three in a nutshell. It's a beautiful number, very just well-rounded number all the way around. No wonder it's so curvy. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to hit me up. Rothy Reads Numbers, Instagram, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. And make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can get to see all the new fun videos about numbers that I have coming out. I will be, of course, completing the series of all the numbers. We'll have all 12 digits, 1 through 9, and the masters with their own separate videos, so you can really just kind of dig in and go into depth with those numbers and kind of what they mean. And then also I will be doing probably a series or a couple videos on the placements of the numbers in charts, okay? And yeah, so thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm happy to help you, okay? Have a great night. God bless.